That brings us to module 4. What is the heavenly truth? The 天真论. In this part, we'll return to the root to understand what it means to live according to our original nature, and why the ancients say those who follow the Tao of heaven can live out their full destiny in peace. So let's dive into this timeless wisdom of heavenly truth. How many of you believe that you must constantly control your body through strict diets, through routines, through supplements, and even medications to stay healthy? Anybody believe you must do all this to stay healthy? Now, let me challenge that belief. If your body truly needed you to control every function, how would you have survived infancy? Hdnj is actually questioning this. Did you consciously tell your heart to beat? Did you consciously tell your lung to breathe? Or did you consciously tell your stomach to digest? No, none of this. Your body just knew exactly what to do. Am I right? Also, have you ever gotten a small cut? Do you have to tell your skin to repair itself? No. The healing process happened naturally. Your body is programmed to return to balance. Remember homeostasis? So this return to balance, right, is called homeostasis. This intelligence exists at every level of our being, be it digestion, be it immunity, be it the energy level, even the emotions. And I call this intelligence. So thousands of years ago, the Hdnj already recognized this truth. That's why it introduced the concept of 天真. 天真 means the body's pure innate wisdom, or the intelligence, the innate intelligence. So TCM doesn't see the body as a machine that needs fixing. I repeat this. TCM doesn't see the body as a machine that needs fixing. It sees it as a harmonious system that can self-regulate just like nature. Think about the 5 elements. Your kidney will nourish your liver nourish your heart, and your heart will fuel the digestion, so on and so forth. It's a perfect cycle. No extra parts, no unnecessary functions, no waste. Very efficient body. You won't suddenly grow a tail just because you wish for it. Your body only creates what is necessary for the purpose of balance, homeostasis. Now, many people think intelligence and abilities are acquired over time, but the truth is you were already born with innate wisdom, innate intelligence. Unfortunately, society just conditioned you to forget it. So in the 黄帝内经, there's a powerful phrase called 生而神灵, mean born divine and wise. This means that from the moment you were born, you already possess a very natural intelligence, far beyond what society can teach. That's like, did someone teach you how to breathe as a baby? You know, when we were born, were there a teacher to tell you, now let me teach you how to breathe? Listen well. No, nobody. Okay? You just knew. You just knew. Even as a newborn, you just knew. Your body knew. So have you heard of feral children? Kids raised by animal? There were, like Jungle Book, like that. They survived without any formal education. Why? Their instinct kicked in. Child prodigies don't learn talent. It's revealed when nurtured. So Mozart didn't gain music ability. He expressed what was already inside. So this example proves one thing. You came into this world with intelligence. You came into this world with wisdom. You came into this world with abilities. Society just made you forget. But today, let's try to remember. So if your body is already this intelligent, why do we force extreme diets? Why do we force over medicate? Or why do we force stress, about, controlling every detail. Health is not about micromanaging your body. It's about aligning with its natural intelligence. I repeat, it's about aligning with this natural intelligence. So instead of forcing your body into health, try supporting its balance. Instead of extreme intervention, you try listening to your body. Instead of treating symptom, try understanding root causes. When you align with this natural order, health is automatic. The keyword is automatic. You don't have to fight for it. Okay, from today onward, I challenge you to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, how can I control my body? Ask, how can I support its wisdom? Your body is not an enemy. It's your most intelligent ally. That's like the friend example that's I shared with you. Where is the lump position? How long it came out already? Is it painful? All these are information that can help us make very decisive and effective measures. Okay, so listen to your body. So Hdnj, if in case so far I've not talked about Hdnj, but in case you're asking what kind of book is this, it is the format is a dialogue between Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor, and his teacher called Qi Bo. So in short, in Chinese, they call it Qi Huang Zhi Su. Qi Huang Zhi Su basically means Huangdi Neijing already. Okay, it's a dialogue between this emperor and the teacher called Qi Bo. They explore philosophical questions. So this text comes from a quest for answers to important life questions. Then one day, Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor, asked Qi Bo, the what do you call that, the teacher. The teacher Qi Bo is a celestial master. So in case you're wondering what is a celestial master, a celestial master is the teacher of nature. So the Yellow Emperor asked, why ancient people live long and remain strong and healthy, but now people over 50 start to weaken already. Isn't it true? Yeah, when you cross 50, right, a lot of people will start to, start to be very weak already. Now, some may disagree. I know some may disagree with this statement. They said, hey, look at statistics. They pull out the statistics, and this is the slide I show you. Okay, they say statistics show the average life is now 42 years longer. Wow. Now they pull statistics to to debunk what I'm trying to say lah. Okay, and then recently I also came across an article saying that Singapore life expectancy has risen again in 2024, which is wonderful news, right? On paper, we are living longer than ever before. But here's the paradox. While we live longer, many still start to feel weaker, more fatigued, and less vibrant by their 50s. So the right question to ask is, why did the ancient live long and stay strong, but modern people live long yet weaken early? Are we really living longer, or are we just dying slower? Huangdi Neijing give us a clue. Pepe is saying, key question, are they living well and strong without sickness? Thank you very much. A very important question to ask. Yes, thank you. Jay say, dying slower, I think. I think so too, Jay. I have the same thinking. So it may not be a good news that we are living longer. So what did Huangdi Neijing says about this? Qi Bo, the teacher, replies, in fact, times did not change. For hundreds of years, human has not changed. People are still the same. So no matter how we evolve, we will not grow extra eyes. The natural order will always be the same. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. And the four direction, north, south, east, west, is still the same. So the only thing that change are the environment. The phases of civilization leading to a change in lifestyle, leading to a change in diet, and leading to a change in habits. Now, I will elaborate on the changes later on. Why I need to bring in this module is I need you to be aware what you are already doing with your life, with your health. Okay, so take note. So this module is very important. I don't think many people out there is talking about this. So the teacher Qi Bo also says that ancient people follow a certain way of living. The way is about following yin yang and applying the healthy living techniques. Now, what do we mean by yin and yang and the techniques? Yin and yang represent the changes in nature. They mean the four seasons, while techniques refers to the seasons and each time period. 24节气. So, in addition, the teacher Qi Bo also says there's an order to eating and drinking, and it should be balanced. Now, for those who have learned eating hexagram, you can refer to the text in hexagram 27, nurturing, 三类一. The order include where do our food and water come from? Have you ever pondered about this? Where do our food and water come from? Now, according to Hdnj and according to hexagram 27, nurturing, they said the food have to come from the earth. One statement. The food have to come from the earth. The 5 flavors, remember just now we talk about the spiciness, the sweetness, the sour, the bitterness, all these, the 5 flavors must come from the energy of the earth, not man-made, and definitely not lab-grown. All flavors grow from the ground, which is why we call it earth energy or kunkwa. This is another key order called timing. At different times, we should eat different things based on what that season provides. So just now, Jay asked about tea, right? That's why I'm saying we should drink the seasonal tea. Example, many of us drink chrysanthemum tea. But do we really understand what chrysanthemum tea is? Now, the core benefit of chrysanthemum tea is the flower itself. It grows in all seasons, absorbs energy from each season. Now, among all flowers, chrysanthemum absorbs the most energy in autumn and winter. Many flowers do not bloom in autumn and winter, but chrysanthemum does. So this means chrysanthemum absorbs energy from autumn and winter, which support our lung and kidneys. So now you know, when we drink chrysanthemum tea, we are actually drinking it to support our lungs and kidneys. Why? Because chrysanthemum, among all flowers, still can survive in autumn and winter. And these 2 seasons is a time where chrysanthemum absorb the most energy from the nature. So when they absorb the most from the nature and when we consume them, that energy will be transmuted into our body system. So it's important to eat and drink according to the seasons and maintain a regular lifestyle. Pepe is asking, 气干明目, so best to drink in spring. Yes, something like this. Yes. Now, 明目, the eyes, okay, liver. Yeah, so now you're hearing from Huangti Neijing, eat seasonal food, drink seasonal tea. Next, why is it that now we are dying slower? Okay, one change is about regular lifestyle. Before that, Pepe says, so chrysanthemum good to drink in spring, autumn, winter. Yes, but best is autumn, winter. Best is autumn, winter. Yeah. But of course, because chrysanthemum can survive through all 4 seasons, so it's okay to drink chrysanthemum anytime. But best is autumn, winter because the energy of autumn, winter is the strongest. Where was I? Okay, about regular lifestyle. Talking about regular lifestyle, we should have a routine. Wake up with the sunrise and go to sleep when the sun sets. This should be the correct routine if you want healthy living. We need to follow these rules. Work hard and not be careless to stay in harmony with nature. Today, in the name of civilization and scientific progress, we have gained comfort. No doubt, no doubt, we have gained comfort. But we lost connection with nature. So, keyword here, modern convenience isn't always healthy. Now, we live in a world of air conditioning practically everywhere. So we don't sweat. And then what happens if we don't sweat? Toxin stay inside. Now we have cars, we have trains, we have escalators, we have elevators. So we move lesser. And therefore, our energies can tends to get stagnant more, easier. And now we have processed food, we have artificial light. So our body clock is confused. A recent study in blue zone, there are certain areas they term it as blue zones, like Okinawa and Sardinia. You know, the study shows people still living over 100 today, not because of technology, but because of daily movement, because of sunlight, because of natural food, because of strong purpose. So this is scientifically proven. They call it blue zones. Let's talk about the second big change between us and the ancient people. It's our food. Thousands of years ago, there were not many people on Earth. Food didn't need to be mass produced. So we have farmers. Farmers will just plant enough for maybe the village or whatever, or maybe the village after. So don't have to be mass produced. So people eat natural, simple, whole food. Right? Today, we have billions of people. So in order to feed everyone, we are forced to change the way we produce our food a lot, a lot. To grow enough for the world, people resorted to what? Anybody know? To make sure there are enough for the world, farmers, organizations, they resorted to genetically modified crops to ensure that they have good harvest. They use chemicals, they use pesticide on their crops. And to make food grow faster or chicken look better, what do? They inject with some kind of chemicals, right? So a lot of changes since the ancient time. Let's take corn as an example. Just say antibiotics in chicken. Thank you very much. Now we have become the creature of circumstances. No choice, huh? Okay. But just take note what we are taking in. But if given a choice, we should avoid. Given a choice, huh? Okay, let's take corn as an example. In the US, most corn today is genetically modified. So it's no longer from earth direct. Although it's from the earth, but once it has been genetically modified, it's no longer wholesome food. Some even contain spider genes, I was told. Okay, so when insects try to eat them, they are scared away. Now you think about it, if bugs won't eat the corn, should we eat the corn? So are we eating the corn or are we eating spider-coated corn? Now, if we try to avoid such GMO food like this corn, does it help? Okay, may not, because they may grow the corns and then they go and use this corn to feed the livestock like cows, poultry, like chickens, and then we go and buy the cows meat and the chickens and then we eat. So we are also indirectly eating this GMO food. So when we eat the beef and the chicken, it's passed to us. What is next? There are many more. There are many more beside the corn. They are grown in the US. There's only US. This percentage here is only US. How about other countries? So food, sadly to say, is no longer just food. Today it's called technology, food technology. If you don't know what you're eating, your body might not know how to digest it either. Basically meaning there's no relevant energy to extract by the body. And that's why we get weaker and weaker over time. And by the time we hit 50, that's it. So you don't have to eat like it's a stone age, but you can return to wisdom. Choose whole food if you have a choice. Choose whole food if you have a choice. Eat seasonal. Remember to read the labels. Respect what you put into your body. So let's connect what we talk about, the food we eat today, with ancient wisdom from the eating. That's why I mentioned about hexagram 27, nurturing. In this hexagram 27, the ancient text says, right nourishment brings good fortune. Eating right isn't about health, it's about living in alignment. So in this hexagram, this hexagram is reminding us, watch what you feed yourself. Not just your body, but your mind and spirit too. I mean the sun. What should we feed ourselves then? Okay, it says here very specifically, yeah. Seek whole, real food. Don't just fill your stomach, nourish your life. Now, what is considered whole, real food? The ancient wisdom continue. It says that the heaven and earth feeds all living things. So real foods must come from nature, not factory, not from lab. So when we eat seasonal natural food, we are receiving the same energy that nourishes the trees, nourishes the river, nourishes the mountain. In short, are you feeding your body with real seasonal food or not? Or are you feeding your body with ultra processed, feeding with artificial, feeding with genetically modified substitutes? Now, what does it mean by seasonal? The timing of nourishment is very powerful. Eat according to the season. What the season produce, eat that, and you will flow with the rhythm of life. Eating well isn't about dieting. It's about honoring the wisdom of nature and your body. So in modern times, we are overwhelmed with choices. But this hexagram 27, very timeless wisdom, remind us, stick to real, natural, seasonal food. Some more. Let's talk about something most people don't realize. The smaller the food particles, the bigger the health risk. Can you name some examples of the smaller the food particles, the bigger the health risk? In the past, sugar came from sugar cane. They call it cane sugar. Very big, cube, coarse, natural. You eat a little, you feel satisfied. No big deal. But today, we have moved into the nanometer age. Ultra refined, microscopic particles, like what? Artificial sweeteners, highly refined sugar, MSG, flavor enhancers. They are designed, the finer it is, the more they're designed to bypass your body's natural satisfaction signals. So it's not that we cannot take in sugar. People say that you take in so much sugar, okay, diabetics. No, we are taking in too much refined sugars. And those refined sugars are polished sugars. Worse. So the more you eat, the more you crave. It's not just in your head, it's chemistry, addition by design. This is why, despite medical advancement, we are seeing a rise in lifestyle diseases. Like what? Diabetes. Like what? Obesity. Increasing cases of food-related anxiety and compulsive eating. Like Coke, drinking Coke. I know of a classmate last time. Every day must at least drink, I don't know how many cans of Coke. So people living together, but not healthier. Not living together, living longer. Okay, people living longer, but not healthier. So it's not how much you eat, it's how real and how wholesome your food is. So when we feed on highly processed microscopic substances like refined sugars, we feed the addition. We are not feeding the nourishment. So let's return to the food that looks like food. Coarse, a bit rough, seasonal, and grown straight from the earth. Your body was never designed to digest nano powders. It was designed to digest life. Earlier, we asked, are we really living longer or just dying slower, right? So let's address this question again here. So according to Hdnj, a human lifespan should be at least about 100 years. Not a miracle, but a norm. But how did ancient people do it? Easy. They live with simplicity. They will just rise with the sun, rest with the sunset. Back then, no electricity, no screens, means TV, iPad, no midnight scrolling, no brand names, no chasing trends, no chronic stress, no comparison, no modern day ambition burnout. In those times, life was minimal, but vitality was maximum. Today, we call it progress, but let's be honest. So, how do people live their life today? They trade wine like water, thinking it's normal to drink alcohol all the time. Now, this simple statement has a deeper meaning. Not because in Hdnj it already put there why we can't live meaningfully now, or what do you call that, live longer than what it was last time, is because today people they trade wine like water, thinking it's normal to drink alcohol all the time. This is the exact statement in Chinese lah, in Chinese. Okay, so this is not just a simple statement like this. It has a deeper meaning. Think about it. What happens after we drink alcohol? Alcohol can make us lose our reasoning and act irrationally. So when a teacher Qi Bo says treat wine like water, it also metaphorically means people today often do a lot of irrational things. The keyword is irrational things. People today are engaging in irrational behaviors, wanting things that don't belong to them or doing things they shouldn't. And sometimes they know they shouldn't, yet they still do. Anyone can have examples to give? They know they shouldn't, but they still do. Huh? They also have unrealistic expectation, living as if it's normal. Now, what is normal? It is the natural order of things, like the directions, the seasons that we talked about earlier, and that's called normal. If you follow the season, if you follow the seasonal food, that's normal. If you sleep when the sun set and wake up when the sunrise, that is normal. Now, people are acting very irrationally and disconnected from this natural order. So this natural order is constant, unlike the irrational way many are living today. I recently read an article about a grieving Singapore father who lost his teenage son to drug vapes and is now on a mission to save other young people from the same fate. Now, this is very heartbreaking, but also deeply revealing of our times. No, the teacher say, right? The Qi Po say that in Huang Tianjing, trade wine like water, people often do irrational things, chasing excitements to feel an emptiness inside. Now, when the heart loses its calm and clarity, desires take over. Wines, vapes, or any forms of indulgence, they all become escapes. The ancient warn us, when the sun, the spirit, is lost, chaos begins within. So trade wine like water isn't just about what you drink. It's a reminder to trade temptation with wisdom, to keep your sun sober, even when the world around you isn't. Now, let me elaborate more about what does irrational means. It means not doing what you should at the right time. Example, you should get married when it's the right time, but you don't. Or you should have children when it's the right time, but you wait too long. Or, it can turn out to be when you want to have children, but wait too long, it becomes difficult. So this is also what it means by irrational. So irrational has many meanings. So you want things that you shouldn't have, this is also part of irrational. When you act this way, you lose control over yourself. So Huang Tianjing emphasizes that it's crucial for people to control themselves and not live irrationally. Ancient people don't do that, but today we do that. Another point to consider is this. People often say, I'm getting older now, I can control myself, I go to sleep when I should, and I eat when I should. But why do I still feel unhappy and still fall sick frequently? This is because there's another issue. Even if you think I'm older now, I don't chase big houses, I don't fancy cars like young people do, but there's still a desire that doesn't go away, right? Maybe this a desire, can be for recognition, can be for reputation, or example, the desire for reputation can show up in our life in different ways. And some older people, they might try to control other people's, especially their children's life, wanting to be involved in everything, or they want others to say good things about them. When people don't listen or don't praise them, they get angry and upset. This can lead to ongoing health issue. I mean, emotion. Keyword is emotion. People who always want others to speak well of them tend to worry and fear offending others. Now, this can lead to stagnation in the liver energy because they keep everything bottled up. Emotion again. So if you keep thinking, what did I go do wrong? Why are they saying I'm wrong? This creates stress in the body. So it's important to remember that holding in this emotion or this feeling can affect your wellness too. Now, a study revealed, despite longer life expectancy on paper, the average lifespan disease-free, has dropped in many countries. Meaning people are spending more years sick. That means die slower, like what we discussed earlier. Constant exposure to blue light, for example, from screens is disrupting the circadian rhythms in our body system. And that increase insomnia, anxiety, and depression. Now, modern desires like overworking. Why? Because you want promotion and things like that. Chasing fame, money, status are all causing rising heart attacks and strokes, even in people under 40. Many die not from accidents, but from lifestyle deaths. Very sad. Okay, chronic inflammation, diabetics, hypertension, and burnout. And now I think there's a new kind of disease, mental illness. So it's not advanced living that grants long life. It's aligned living that will give you the long life. So real longevity doesn't come from medicine or insurance. It comes from a simple life with simple desire and, most importantly, aligned with nature. In other words, less craving, more breathing. So less screen time, more sunshine. Less chasing, more resting. Now, you don't need to go back in time, but you do need to bring back ancient wisdom into your life. So start small. Example, walk more. Eat with the seasons, seasonal food. Let your body sweat. Let your sun rest, your soul rest, your spirit rest. So everyone must remember this is about fundamental truth. Don't always think, oh, the doctor will cure my illness. You need to change your habit first, and that will help you by half already. People focus on changing their thoughts but forget about changing their habits. For example, if you sit up straight, your spine and your neck won't be crooked. This allows your energy to flow smoothly, reducing back pain, reducing cramps. So start from changing your daily habits. If you don't control your mind, you don't control your emotion and your habits, your health will decline by the time you reach 50. Okay, so to wrap up this module, I think I've said enough already. In the ancient Chinese tradition, the 养生之道, the Tao healthy living, is more than just physical wellness. It's a way of life rooted in three timeless principles. Number one, yin yang balance. Now, your health is a dynamic dance of opposites, activities and rest, heat and cold, joy and calm. When one side dominates for too long, imbalance leads to illness. Example, if you keep on overworking without adequate rest, there's too much yang, can burn you out. A balanced lifestyle means knowing when to act and when to retreat. Number two, harmony between heaven and human, or you can call it harmony between nature and human. 天人合一. So nature sets the rhythm of life. Each season, each climate affects us. So summer, example, summer invites light movement, openness. So winter calls for stillness, restoration. Aligning your habits with nature's flow is not superstition, it's intelligent adaptation. Even modern studies show how circadian rhythm, there's this word called circadian rhythm, and seasonal affective disorder prove this ancient truth. Now, number three, mind body unity. 身心合一. Okay, you're not just a body, you are not just a mind. Thoughts affect physical health, and physical states affect the mind. So anxiety can disrupt digestion. I think that's why we talk about this part here. Chronic fatigue can also lead to depression. So when body and mind work together, you become more resilient, you become more aware, you become more centered and grounded. This is the Tao of healthy living. Simple, natural, powerful, and aligned.